Kevin, no doubt you are disappointed with today's result. It's a 1-0 defeat here at Hadley FC, exit from the Isuzu FA Trophy. And as much as you've had a lot of the ball in the second half, unfortunately the chances just wouldn't come.
No, we've not. Overall, we've not done well enough, and good luck to Hadley. They're in a rich vein of form at the moment. Capable side. And we've not shown enough to overcome them today. I think one or two of our players found it difficult early on. Physically, they one or two of ours struggled early on, but like you say, as the game went on in the second period, we've obviously dominated the ball. But again, we've only really forced the goalkeeper to make one save. Obviously, we hit the bar. There's several off the line. I think one in the first half, two in the second half. You need probably those moments to go for you, and obviously then hopefully the outcome is a whole lot different. But we've, overall, we've not done enough as a group. There's still some decent performances within all that. But as a group and enough of our players stepping up and being better than the opposition hasn't happened today. And that's, again, it's, I'm not, do I blame the players? No, it's my fault, my responsibility, because I put them out there and I ask them and detail them to play in a certain way. And clearly, they're not been able to deliver today. But like I say, within it, that's not everybody. There are still lots of strong performances. We've bossed the ball in the second half, and players having a go, which they've had a go. Finding that little bit of quality you need in games like that has deserted us today.
I don't think you would have been under any illusions about the game here. I think some people perhaps would have seen this draw and thought, it should be Telford progress. But given that they have only lost one all season and have been in such a good streak of form, they're a confident side at the moment, aren't they?
Very much so. But we know that, and it's not something we've not had to overcome previously. Like I say, you'd like to think within the group that we would have enough players and know how to be able to manage that situation and understand it. I think, if you look at the goal, I think nearly all our players are back behind the ball in that moment. It's a fantastic strike, but we should be getting more pressure on the ball in that situation and not allowing that to occur. I think it's coming from the left hand side and end up on the right hand side, and we've not moved ourselves and recognised danger as quickly as I would like. Like I say, I've picked the players and brought that the squad together. Yes, we're a little bit depleted, and Byron has to play in an unfamiliar role because we don't have an orthodox left back, but he's done well enough. Can't make that an excuse. We still would like to think that there's enough about us to get through today, and I can only apologise that we haven't.
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult. It's the pitch is, in terms of no complaints about that, no complaints about the hospitality and everything we've had here. But it was always going to be a tough time.
Yeah, but that's I've been in it long enough now to understand that and know that, and there's no excuse to be made for that. We know it's going to be tough. We know they're in a good place. We know where their threats lay. And yeah, we've not dominated the game for as long as we would like. Certainly all second half, yes, we've dominated it. They played on the counter and had one or two half chance moments that could make it a whole lot worse for us. But like I say, certainly hitting the bar, ball's cleared off the line and getting around the back of them and just joining up those moments and situations. You've got to stick the ball in the back of the net when those, whether they're half chances or good full chances come along. We have to do better, and to not have scored today is disappointing for us. There's one there cleared off the line in the first half where you need those moments to happen for you, and clearly the outcome can be different then. But we haven't gone and found it today, and that's what you have to do in games, however that looks and however you get to that point. And that's what we need to improve on, and we're not doing it well enough at the moment. Am I ever facing one or two? Possibly. There's possibly one or two there that can't sustain the quality of football that we need at the moment, and that's where we find ourselves. And again, it's for me to try and address that and do something about it.
I guess in the game we speak about the importance of the first goal, and I guess with Hadley having got it gave them something to. I'm not going to say hang on to, because that's probably that's not fair to them to say that, but it's a motivating force, isn't it? You've got something to to commit to.
We've been ourselves numerous times when you put yourself in the box seat and take the lead. Clearly, it gives you something to manage, something to hang on to. And it does change mentally the dynamic of players and where they're at. And when you're chasing all the time, we've been chasing on too many occasions this season and giving soft goals away on too many occasions. And like I say, I need to try and address it. They've had one or two half chance moments, again today, and possibly that away from home you will find yourself in that situation. But you would like to think we've got competent enough players to be able to get through that and get the other side of it. We haven't. Reality is we haven't done enough today, and I can defend it to a point. But overall, we're expected to win and haven't.
You've only had a short bench today, and I'm sure it will be mentioned. Obviously, Jordan Cranston, Rhys Dyche, both unavailable because of having played in the competition previously. A couple of injuries, and then all of a sudden, you're running quite short. You had to give a debut to Jakub Krasinski in the second half, and I think you were quite pleased with his contribution.
Delighted with it. I think every moment he received the ball, he never turned it over. And if I've made a mistake today, I should have started him. I thought he was excellent when he went on there, managed the ball really, really well, and looked really bright and sharp. And wherever he found himself, he worked hard for us. And credit to the lad. He's gone in there and had a good effect for me. And clearly he can manage the ball. The people have got high hopes for him. Mansfield have got high hopes for him, and you can see why. And delighted with the start. That's a positive today. Like I say, there's one or two other players that have done all right in periods out there as well. It's not all doom and gloom, but ultimately we're here to win games, and unpicking it and just understand where players have done well and have been indifferent or poor. We need to look and clearly I need to, like I say, it's for me to get people up to their work and not making some of the elementary poor decisions that we make and then leading to some poor technical moments and some of the 5 and 10 yard passes that we turn over. Players have got to improve on, and like I say, I have to take responsibility for that.
Yeah, and you've spoken about changes. I mean, that might be changes potentially within the personnel, and I guess in terms of perhaps the approach you take with the group slightly as well.
Possibly, got to have to find a way through it. Faced with a similar situation last season, there were players there that weren't good enough, and bit by bit, I needed to change them and evolve them and take them out. And like I say, lots of that group out there today, I would feel are further forward than what we had last season. But equally, managing their game for 90 minutes and making them, able to join it up and show that, that quality and that technical ability for, real sustained periods is not evident enough for us. The game, there were periods in the game on Tuesday night where we've, against the best side in the league, we were really competitive and, did ask questions. But some of the elementary mistakes we make, you're not going to get away with. And, we're just gifting opposition cheap goals is something, like I say, that needs to improve. I'm not saying that was a cheap goal today, but fantastic strike. But clearly, as I said earlier, we've got to squeeze the ball and get out to the ball quicker and not allow players to an opposition to have strikes, in that fashion. So, I need to make some changes, and I do need to freshen up. Clearly, as you say, with Rhys coming back and Jordan coming back, there would have been big players for us today. Just that balance down the left-hand side, but I don't want to make excuses. I still felt that we would have enough within the 14 that we had to get through today. We haven't. Hadley have done fantastic and continue on the run, and we have to wish them well and respect what they've done and like I say, pat them on the back today. It's disappointing as it is, and it's not something I enjoy having to do, but hopefully, like I say, they take our wishes and they progress in the competition.
Sure, and I suppose just a quick word as well for our own supporters who travelled down here today. I think there was quite a decent number of them. The trophy knockout competitions, they always excite fans. They want to make progress in them, but that the same goes for you.
Yeah, I've had some fantastic moments and times in this competition, and numerous times we've spoken, Rich. I want to try and win every game and progress us and bring those big games and good times back to the club. And I'm more disappointed than anybody we've let them down, and on numerous occasions this season, we've been guilty of letting the supporters down. And it's difficult. It's hard for me to defend that. We're expected to get through, and I have to carry the can for that. Like I say, that's my responsibility. Not trying to externalise any blame. But the buck stops with me, and people are quite within their rights if they want to vent and have a moan and a groan. I understand that. That's the nature of the beast, and something I have to deal with and have dealt with. And again, it's I do need to improve on it, no doubt about it. Let's hope I can. Start to shift things around. It's, wherever we are in the league, and like I say, we're in and around it, but certainly consistency needs to improve, and that will be the key aim, obviously, moving forward next week.
Kevin, we thank you for your time as always.
Thank you.